Today, I want to touch on autosuggestion. The term autosuggestion, which is explained in this book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, is just self-suggestion. Autosuggestion is just self-talk mixed with emotion and feelings. I want to read this part from the book. No thought, whether it is negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. So what does that mean? Just sit there and think. Autosuggestion is going to let you know that it's there because your life is your fault. So if you're having negative thoughts or you're having negative experiences, that's on you. And then it's your responsibility to change that. So my studies on the subconscious mind, because most of your mind is subconscious. A small part of your mind is conscious. Does that make sense? The subconscious mind can start bringing in more positive thoughts, which will then display a more positive life for you, can only be done through mere persistence. It has to be dedicated persistence. You can't take a day off from self-suggesting something positive for yourself. I ended up getting this book again, Think and Grow Rich, almost 2 years ago. I'd say about a year and a half. The reason why I want to talk about autosuggestion is because it was one of the hardest things for me to grasp in the book. It's also one of the shortest chapters in the book, so that could be something. That could be why, but I just felt led to talk about this because at first, when you read that chapter in the book, because I suggest you go get that book. If you're someone who has a dream, if you're someone who's driven, then I would for sure recommend getting Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and a few other books. But yeah, autosuggestion, y'all. I'm not going to touch on this subject for too long. I would say, you read it tells you at the end of the chapter to read the chapter night and day. You don't have to do that. But then towards the end, before it lets you know that you should read it out loud, there are a summary of instructions. So the summary of instructions is not a long list. It's literally just 3 things. It's literally just 3 things. The first part is something that you should either write in your notes of your phone or physically write out somewhere on a piece of paper these instructions. Now it tells you to go into a quiet spot first. And you can't be disturbed and you can't be interrupted. You have to read these set of instructions. And as you read them, you have to see yourself in possession of whatever you want. I'll go ahead and read what you're supposed to write down. Let's go and hop into it. It gives I'm gonna just give you guys a made up date. So here we go. By the first day of March 15th, I will have in my possession, and then it lists a certain amount of money, or it could be anything you want. It don't have to be money, just anything you want. But anyway, by the first day of March or whatever, I will have in my possession of such and such dollar amount or whatever, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. Now that interim part kind of tripped me up because when I see words I don't understand, I'm quickly looking up words. So interim just literally means the time in between. All right, but let's go forward. In return for this money or whatever you want to possess, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the possible, or rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service as service as whatever you're doing, whatever facet of business that you're in, whatever industry that you're in, pretty much. And you're going to give the best quality of service, whatever part of business that you're in. And then next it states, and this is the kicker, this is the most important part, I believe that I will have this such and such in my possession. Then it says, my faith is so strong. My faith is so strong. I'm going to say it again. My faith is so strong, I can now see this before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. That right there lets you know nothing is for free. What you put in is what you get out of it. The work that you put in, again, the work that you put in, you're going to reap that. So nothing is for free. You have to work for everything. But to continue on, and this is the last part too. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money or whatever you want, and I will follow that plan when it is received. When you sit down to do this, when you sit down to read this night and day or in between, you're going to start thinking of ways to get what you want. Those little hunches, those little, what some people say in the spiritual community, they call them downloads. They're going to start coming to you. You're going to start thinking of ways. It says infinite intelligence or a higher power or whatever you believe in is going to start giving you piece by piece the things that you need to start accumulating what you want. All right, so that was the first part. The second part is it just tells you to repeat this program night and morning. Notice as that said program, we're all programmed by things that aren't helping us, by social media, other people's words, negative propaganda in the media, the news. Every day we're subconsciously being controlled by things that don't want to see us grow and don't want to see us win. So this is something that you have to repeat night and day. You have to stick it in your subconscious so it really just sticks in there. So your subconscious knows and believes that, hey, you're serious about what you want. So here you go. I'm going to start giving you piece by piece what you want. And then the last part, it just simply says, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it night and morning. That's what, like I said before, you can put it in your notes. I put mine in my notes, and then I put it as the wallpaper on my phone. So every time I look at my phone, every time I'm stopping, and every time I don't have anything going on, I will read that statement aloud of what I want and who I am and the services that I will render. And then after that, it just goes into many other things. I have this one part highlighted because I thought it was important. People may gain control of themselves and their environment because they have the power to influence their own subconscious minds, and through it, gain the cooperation of infinite intelligence. I just talked about that. As you're reading this night and day, infinite intelligence will bring ways to you of what you need to do, or it'll literally just bless you or nudge you in the right direction of where you want to go. But I just wanted to quickly touch on auto-suggestion for you guys today. Again, it was one of those things like, man, when I first started, when I first started it, I was like, man, this is so stupid. This doesn't make any sense. It was so abstract to me. But as I've taken the time to mature and grow, I've jumped on board, and I do it night and day. And what it's done for me, no, I've been on it for about a couple weeks now. What it's done for me, man, it's really helped me to believe. It's like that belief factor. It reinforces that belief factor, that faith factor, you know? Lastly, as I wrap this up, as I continue to make more content and as I continue to grow my identity on social media about who I am and what I stand for, it's starting to become obvious. I'm all about self-awareness. I'm all about self-help. I'm all about positive self-talk, and that's what the auto-suggestion is. Positive self-talk to reinforce the belief and the faith in you that you can do anything and that you can achieve anything and that you can gain anything if you believe it. And through auto-suggestion, through that helpful, very helpful tool, you're gonna get there for sure. So I admonish all of you out there watching, continue to speak life into yourself. Continue to speak life into yourself. Not death, not negativity, not anything not anything to put down yourself. Again, continue to speak life into yourself and see where you end up.